Ferguson thing has been in the news quite a bit the last couple of weeks, and now the grand jury has been selected. Joining me this time from Washington, D.C. to comment on this and others is Kevin Martin. He's with Project 21. Kevin, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Rick. And first of all, before we begin, I'd like to send my condolences out to the Brown family. No one should have to bury a child. Children are our legacy. We should not be their legacy. And secondly, to the earthquake victims of the Napa area. I have a connection to the Bay. I used to be stationed at Treasure Island, so it kind of hit hard home for me yesterday.
All right, very nice. Kevin, so the grand jury in Ferguson, it's a 12-member grand jury. Some people are saying that this is a problem. Only 3 of the 12 members are black. I should say that you don't need 12 to get a decision. You don't need 6. You need 9 members to reach an indictment here. What say you? Is this a sign of institutional racism that there are 3 members, not 12? No, excuse me, not more.
Well, let me say, I wouldn't say it's much as racism since this jury has been seated, this grand jury has been seated since April. And what the heck does the racial makeup have to do with it? I mean, maybe 30, 40 years ago, you might have had an issue, but I mean, with all the sensationalism, they're not sequestered, they know what's going on, the pressure's on them, okay? And there's always someone out there, Rick, I don't care who it is, they're always looking for the racial component in something. I thought the purpose was to achieve justice here. First of all, we were told no justice, no peace. Now we're running back the racial makeup of the jury, the racial makeup of the town, the racial makeup of the police force. It's getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, and I want to point out that... Go ahead.
I mean, you have CNN, MSNBC. Oh, well, it's 2 women and 1 black man, and then the rest of them are white. What the heck does that got to do with the price of tea in China? I thought all of them wanted justice. I thought we were all supposed to want justice. In this grand jury, from what I've understanding, has been serving since April. I mean, they've been looking at other cases, and it was just by the roll of the dice they got this one.
As you say, you know, our condolences go out to Michael Brown's family. A parent should not have to bury a child. There are 3 White House aides which attended Michael Brown's funeral. Is that sending a message to the pop culture, to the American viewing public, that the White House is coming down on the side of someone in this case?
You know, I can neither confirm nor deny that. The White House is free to send whoever it wants to send. The funeral was open to the general public, okay? But my thing is this, okay? If you want justice, if you want it to be untainted, why are you bringing in all these sensationalist people? I saw the funeral today, Tom Joyner, Spike Lee, all these stars, these conscientious Hollywood types and conscientious public officials and everyone there. But then at the same time, they're saying, oh, well, if we don't necessarily get what we want or it goes down the way we want. I mean, you already have people in the media saying, oh, well, it's racism this, it's racism that. I thought it was supposed about justice for Mike Brown. Are you telling me that those 12 men and women, no matter their makeup, are so incapable of not delivering a prudent and fair verdict, whether it be for an indictment or against an indictment? You see what I'm saying? It's confusing. The political message is all of a sudden bubbling up. And Michael Brown is going to get lost in all of this. Officer Wilson is going to get lost in all of this. And it's going to be one side versus the other. It's the same thing you do with these sensational, these professionals who parachute in all the time.
Yeah, and speaking of professionals who parachute in all the time, Al Sharpton, of course, is one of them. I think it's safe to say that he has a a background as an agitator, as a polarizer, not a reconciler. We now find out that Al Sharpton has been advising the White House on racial matters, particularly here in Ferguson. He is sending text and email messages personally to Eric Holder, to Valerie Jarrett. It's like a cartoon, Kevin Martin. You can't make this stuff up.
You couldn't write a better Greek tragedy. Al Sharpton, of all people. I mean, come on, Rick. This is kind of funny that you need Al Sharpton on the ground when we can monitor people's phone calls, emails, and we got satellites that can see the date on a dime from 10,000 feet in space, 10,000 miles in space. I mean, really, is he really a, how should I say, unabated source on this? Is this who is the White House is really going to? Don't they have some type of federal offices in St. Louis? Federal officers who go out there and advise the White House, Justice Department. I mean, they were out there.
It's a good point.
But you're depending on Al Sharpton?
And to clarify for our audience, Al Sharpton is providing text message and email message to the White House on the personality of the protest, if they're violence, if violence is waning or building. And you are exactly right, Kevin Martin. Come on. We have all the sophistication and intelligence in this world today, in this White House today. It sounds to me like what they're trying to do is play cozy to MSNBC, cozy to a primetime talk show host on the left, so that they get a narrative that is friendly to them. That's my speculation.
Exactly. You're right. I mean, first of all, if you want an unabated look at the protests in Ferguson, talking with the family, why not send someone out there who's on the government payroll? Why do you need a professional agitator, someone who's a proven liar? And I mean, the man's been sued for slander, so someone had to find him guilty of something. There's a judgment against him. Okay, and this is a guy that you're taking advice from. The President of the United States, his advisors, his handlers, they're taking advice from this guy.
And Kevin Martin, we have to leave it right there, but I appreciate your comments. I mean, there's the narrative from pop culture is coming out that it's a racial jury. I want to get your comment. And that this stunning news about Al Sharpton being on a direct line to the White House, it's just amazing. And we appreciate you joining us to Bottom Line It from Washington, D.C. Is there a war on women or a war among